I have some information regarding that tax. Originally, the state came through and started taking money away from fire departments, and they give it to schools. It's called ERAF. And they do it, they still do it. They still take money away. And when they did that with Montara, we didn't have any discretionary funds. So we had to go before the voters and ask for a benefit assessment. And if they didn't pass it, we were going to go. We only had 2 people per engine company back then, where most fire departments in the county were running 3. The standard's 3. We were running 2. And if the benefit assessment didn't pass, we were going to go down to 1. Okay, the benefit assessment passes, and it makes up, this wasn't additional money. These were monies that were going to take the place of the dollars that Sacramento takes from us. These weren't additional funds where we could add more personnel to our engine company. We couldn't do it. So, and when I was on the Montara board with Director Machine, the goal was, and I'm sure the prior boards were the same way, if property values go up, the benefit assessment comes down. Because you don't need both. One was to make up for the property tax monies that we lost. But we had like a 15-year moratorium on building. So our increases in property taxes were so minimal as to be almost, you couldn't even tell you even got any extra money the following year. So that we had to keep that benefit assessment at $177, and that number wasn't pulled out of a hat. It was to make up the dollars that we lost. That's how they came up with $177 per house. Okay, moving forward, that was in the mid-90s. Here we are in the 2000s, and we're on the board, and we're looking at our property values, and they're still going up very, very small because we have a building moratorium. We weren't growing like El Granada and Half Moon Bay. They didn't have building moratoriums down here. So they were having increases with new construction, and their property taxes were increasing dramatically, whereas ours were pretty level. So here we are. When we were on the board, we were always looking at this every year, and we were trying to lower it, and we couldn't. We couldn't lower it. Okay, so when we combined with Half Moon Bay, we went to 3 people on an engine company on all 3 shifts. We never had that before. Well, that money had to come from somewhere, right? We couldn't do it before when we were on our own. So those dollars are probably coming from the people down here. I'm all in favor of eliminating it or making it equal or whatever. I'm all in favor of that because I live in Montara, Moss Beach, and I'd like to see it go away. But I'm not going to shift the tax burden down to the people in El Granada and Half Moon Bay, where now they're, instead of that $35 they're paying, maybe they're paying $75 or $50, because now they have to make up for the dollars that we're not collecting in Montara, Moss Beach. I don't know if that's still happening, but that's up to the Finance Committee to look at. And if it's at all possible, I'm in favor of lowering it, eliminating it, because all that was for was to make up dollars that the state takes from us. So if we have the finances down there, I'm all in favor of getting rid of it. But your service level has increased during that consolidation, because we never had 3 people on an engine company before, on all 3 shifts. Never had it.
Can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
Now that it's CAL FIRE, can't that just sunset and, like Ginny said, 1 district, 1 rate, just like CSUD?
Well, I don't know what kind of tax money we're actually getting out of Montara, Moss Beach.
What difference does it make for all 1 district?
Well, okay, as long as the taxpayers down here don't mind paying more than $35 per parcel, because that's what they're going to end up doing.
I just leave the rec You might think to raise it.
You need to be more productive.
I'm telling you where the dollars went.
Okay.
I'm telling you where we had money, what we were operating under, how much money we had to operate with, and those dollars were to make up for lost revenue. And now, we still have the lost revenue because the state still takes that from us. But now we have 3 personnel on each engine company, right? And we never had that before.
Through CAL FIRE.
No, before CAL FIRE.
Yeah. Okay, let's stop for just a minute. In